Here at Howlmore, Linda and her staff give such magnificent TLC to these animals.
In June of 2008, we began accepting animals into the sanctuary. We are specifically intentional on taking in special needs dogs and cats. Special needs means anything from a huge 165-pound mastiff that we had when we first opened. He was blind from end-stage glaucoma. We have several cats who are diabetic. Hershey here has a very sad history, but fortunately things are looking up for him and he's starting to make some significant improvements. So we're very, very proud of our boy. This is Tiger. I have to confess that she's one of my favorites. Yeah, you want your close-up now? Okay. Yeah, you're a pretty good girl, aren't you? Yeah, you're my pretty good girl. All the years of my professional life, I was a clinical psychologist and loved it. I always had this abiding care and concern for animals, and so I transferred the energies I'd put into my psychology practice into taking care of dogs and cats.
I worked for many years as a psychologist in the family courts in New York City. I worked with neglected and abused children. I retired 7 years ago, and things come full circle sometimes in a wonderful way. When I worked at APA, one of the State Psychological Association presidents I worked with was Linda Moore. When we retired, my wife and I found ourselves living in Columbia, South Carolina, and I looked up the former executive director of the State Association, and she mentioned that she was doing volunteer work at this no-kill animal sanctuary, and I was interested in that and asked if she'd connect me with people who run it, and she said, "Well, Mike, you already know them. It's Linda Moore." So we came out and got reunited with Linda and saw this beautiful sanctuary that she and her husband created to care for dogs and cats that are neglected and abused or have special medical needs.
We are a no-kill facility, and many of our animals stay here for all their lives. I didn't want them to be in narrow little runs of 10 feet in length and 4 feet in width, so every dog has a yard. I'm very pleased with that. That means, though, that we have to clean the yards, clean the kennels, brush and groom the dogs, bathe the dogs regularly, make sure that we keep up with all of their medical needs and that they get to see the veterinarian at the appropriate intervals. If we have any problem, we take care of it then, which is taxing financially and time-wise, but we made a promise to each one of these animals that their lives would be better once they came to us. Since he's gotten healthy, he's been a pretty happy boy. We took him to a middle school recently, and he was the best ambassador. He was very good with all the kids, and they were absolutely mesmerized with him. Right, Banjo? Yes, I was a good boy. Our volunteers are the backbone of what we do. We have some folks like Mike, who's here every week, week in and week out.
I've been coming out here every week for 4 years, walking dogs, running dogs, and it's just been wonderful. It's turned me into a dog lover, which I had never been. I was just a cat person. It's a privilege to be a part of, and it's also just a great day every week for me and a great way to get some exercise.
I think there have been any number of studies which have pretty well established that without any goals or expectations or demands, that people lose the need to live, lose the will to live. I had every intention of not doing that. I was fortunate in that for years in advance of my actual retirement, I had a very clear idea of what I wanted to do.
What I love about retirement is that I can decide how I want to spend my time and do things I love. It invigorates me, it keeps me feeling young. Giving back to the community by helping people, by helping animals, I think is a noble way to spend one's time. And any day that I spend helping other people or helping animals, if that turned out to be my last day on Earth, I'd be very happy and very fulfilled.
I would urge anybody who's approaching retirement to develop some kind of clear idea about how they want to spend their time, how they want to invest their time. I can't imagine sitting on my sofa and eating bonbons all day. This is a taxing job. It's physically demanding, but I do like to say that it surely keeps me young.